Hello, Nitro, doing your offline right. Sorry for the delay. I know you asked for you asked for three main things to work on from this VOD, so I'm going to give you the main three things I noticed that are wrong. But anyways, we'll get right into it. Full clearing down makes sense. Top is Tom Kench, which is just a tank. So I'd rather play for carries like Kate Lux than Tom Kench top. Full clear down. Anytime you're on the crab and you don't see the enemy jungle, I would instinctively always just now danger ping top crab, top river, because if he's not here, he is probably on the other side, right? So here I would be danger pinging top river. So now, right? Now base, go to Krugs. Now you start pinging the enemy Krugs, which is very good, very, very good pings. And in this case, you're right. And now Nocturne looks to gank bot. Sadly, your bot lane still dies too, but I think your pings are really good. I'm happy that you did those pings. Okay, full clear. I think in this case you should just play for Dragon, right? You know, especially because you saw him, you know that you cleared down, he cleared up, right? Especially because the bot grab, top grab situation, A, and B, especially because you literally pinged that he was on Krugs when you were on Krugs, and then that you got confirmation when you ganked bot lane, right? So now, what does this matter? Well, now, first of all, you know you're faster on your clear, because when you are on Krugs, normally he's on Krugs too. But in this case, you know that he skipped his Krugs to gank bot lane. So normally, you're on Krugs, he's on Krugs, you're on Raptors, he's on Raptors. But in this game, like, you already started your Raptors when he's just walking into Krugs, so you know you're going to be up 2 camps at tempo. What does that mean? That means normally when you finish Grump, he's finishing Grump. In this case, when you're finishing Grump, he's probably just starting his Wolves. So after Gromp, you should immediately pull Dragon. Because scenario A, he goes Wolves to Gromp. That means you're getting free Dragon. He's not coming, so it's free. Scenario 2, he goes from Wolves to Dragon to stop you, because there's a ward on it or something. And now you just reset or get off the Dragon, and you still win in the scenario, because he skipped his Gromp. So he only did 4 camps. He did Grogs, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp. But you didn't skip. You did all 4. So you're gonna be up in the scenario where you have did 4 camps. He did 3, right? So it's a win-win. He shows up. You just leave. Make sure he does, and then if he doesn't show up, then you get free Dragon. So here, he's probably on his Wolves right now, maybe walking to his Gromp. Just start Dragon right now, right? Um, as you see, Victor's also, you might be like, oh, I want to get him because he has half HP. Well, the thing is, he's half HP, plus he obviously doesn't have push. So now the Dragon looks even better, because that means Victor can't come to the Dragon, you know? Um, and because you have push, you'd see if Nocturne comes because he'd cross through mid. So I think here you just start Dragon. You have a pot. You're playing a champion that kind of historically doesn't take damage from dragons because your E gives you shield, your W gives you healing, and it looks like your bot lane either has prio or they're neutral. Actually, no, as you can see now, they have prio. So I think here you should just be doing this dragon this entire time. I think you're wasting a lot of time. Even now, you see Nocturne top, and you can still stop your base and do dragon. Okay, you thank God you do it, but you should have done this way earlier. And now he has the opportunity to trade your top cast for Dragon. But normally, if you did Dragon right away, he would never get this chance. So thankfully, he looks like he didn't do it, but he could have done your top side, which would be your own fault from just the lack of speed. In this case, he actually did take your Krug, so he actually got punished, which I think is a good thing. Because if you don't get punished, you're gonna keep doing this mistake, you know. It all does come around though, again, because like normally you'd be on your red right when it's like if you're on your Raptors, red, and Krugs when you spawn, in that case, you'd also be on your wolves when they spawn, right? Because that's how it works, right? You do your red, like you'd be on. I'll show you. You'd be on your red right now, and now you're on your Krugs, and now you're on your Raptors, and now you're on your wolves. You see how you're on all your camps on spawn. So because of your mistake by how long it took you to pull dragon, now this bot invade is possible. But if you took your wolves on spawn and then you took your Grump on spawn, right? There is no invade here because your camp's already all down by now. You know what I mean? So here you're supposed to ult and flash out, and obviously you're too low to come fight blue buffs. You just do Grump. I think at this point you should be not even walking back in. Here at this point you should be danger pinging, caution pinging. Like I know you're pinging assistance. It should be the opposite because you're so obviously you're so low, no ult, no flash. I mean actually you have ult, sorry, but you're so low with no flash that you're not actually useful for a fight, correct? So I'm terrified of you going for a fight here and then you lose the fight. You guys all die and then you lose the game. They get and in this case normally if you take a fight when you have good conditions, ult up, flash up, all your money spent, well then you have control over if you win or lose the fight because you're strong enough to be an influence on the fight. But in this case, you're so not strong. Obviously, 1 HP, no flash, that you have no control over if you win this fight or not because you can't actually take the fight. You know what I mean? I know I'm using the same words. So that sounds maybe I'm regurgitating, but hopefully you get the idea. So at this point, I would just insta basement. Okay, well I fucked up previously. I came late. I also haven't spent my money in 20 years. Now I have to just accept that he takes my bot camps and That's how life is, you know. But begging your teammates to come just so you die, you still lose your camps, and then they die too. Just makes it so you're getting small disadvantage. Now everyone's getting a huge disadvantage. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's the same as I've said earlier. I think you're just overforcing. Like earlier you went for the mid gank instead of going for there's a free dragon. Now, like I guess you have the 1-for-1, but like I think you have Krugs. I don't know why you'd ever decide to skip Krugs. I think you just do Krugs and Raptors like normal. Again, you know that you spike at Dawn, so I see no reason why I'd be forcing a fight without Dawn. I just do Krugs, Raptors, get my Dawn. Um, the game's still normal. You don't have to play like a psychopath. And also here when you go for the gank, if you're gonna go for the gank, I think this gank can work, but you have to can. I mean, your ult makes you unstoppable. So when you better get stun, you should just ult right now, and then you'll avoid the Victor W stun by your ult. So here you can also play it definitely better. Okay, clear down. Again, you have no ult, no flash. Do you see Nocturne bot or do you see Nocturne? Okay, okay, no. In this case, it's fine. You see Nocturne bot, so I'm happy with the grubs. No complaints. Dive top looks good. Hopefully, I don't say that too soon. No, no, it looks good. I mean, if you're one of your strong members, you had ult up, you're full HP, tongue punch is low. It made this makes logical sense why you'd go for it, compared to the other ones. Play first respawning top camps, and for your top laner, who is your strongest member, this makes complete sense. Take his wolves, take his gromp. This is good. See, this feels like directional. Like there's a reason why you're doing this. Your top laner is your strongest member. You got a notification that Nocturne is slaying dragon, so you know he's bot side. You know you're weaker, so you're gonna play to avoid the Nocturne. You see how this all makes very normal sense, and then we compare that to your first couple mistakes or deaths this game, and they made no sense. Or at least not the same sense. I think if I was to give you goals already, like small goals, it's funny. They're similar but different. It's accept small wins and accept small losses. So what does that mean? Like when you get an advantage, just be happy with what you got, right? Don't keep going for more and more and more and more and more. Um, an example of that is like, in this case, it's not some crazy double kill or triple kill, but this should be a small win. Like, Nocturne is top side, you have an advantage on him, being that he's late on his camps. How do you know this? Because when you're on Krugs, you saw him skip Krugs to gank bot, so you have a tempo advantage, right? Accept the small win. Don't need to get double kill. Don't need to get some crazy stuff. Don't need to get a camp lead. Just get the free dragon. And accept small losses is when you got invaded. Like, it sucks, but it looks like you're getting, all the boys show up, so just leave. Okay, I'm not happy losing my camps with Volibear, but it's fine. I'll lose my blue. Maybe I'll lose my Grump. I'll instantly base right now. And the faster I base, if he does my blue and my Grump, he can't take my bot side and be top side. Is how he's can't be two places at the same time. So if he and my top just got solo kill. So I base right now. And guess what? I'll just run straight to grubs. And I see got two of my camps. I got grubs. A grub is worth like the same amount as a camp, XP and gold wise. And after that, then maybe if I have a top Omega topper, maybe I'll go play for his, trade the grumps. You know what I mean? So accept small wins and accept small losses. I think that's already two big points for you. I think your trading is good because this is a perfect example of trading. Taking his camps because he's bot side. In this case, he's. Whew. Thing here, instead of coming, when you see Nocturne bot, we just see him right now, just trade the same thing, trade again. You see Nocturne bot, just go take the Herald. And in this case, look, if he goes bot, look, Grump spawning, Dragon, blue spawning, Scuttle spawning. So if you go right now, Wolves to here, you can take all four of these if he chases Fiora to Africa. You can even Herald like mid tower or top tower if Nocturne keeps chasing. And this Fiora will stall a long time. So I think you did a good job trading. You should keep going trading. I think right now you could have been hitting the Herald right now. The Herald's halfway dead. Herald just been slain. Now we're on his blue. Now we're on his Gromp. Now we're on top grab. Now we're basing for our Navori. You know. Good trade. Sucks that you got the Herald though. I don't think you ever should have been able to get it. So we have our Navori. We should definitely be looking to base soon. There's a lot. There's a lot of times this game you're saving too much money. Like here, you have Navori's 850, so you have full Navori. You have 1400 gold. You're not only are you saving the map, you're actively flash ulting, forcing on the map. I can say the same thing about like level 5 here. Like you have 1300 gold. Like here, after you do Red After Krugs, at this point just base. You have 1300 gold. You can buy a Sheen, which is 900. You can buy then an extra health crystal, which is 400, right? It's gonna be 1300, which you have. You have shit to buy. So I think I'll give you a third goal. Maybe I'll see a fourth one, but right now third accept small wins, accept small losses, and then also spend your money. This is like too many times in the game you're just on the map with so much money, like and you're forcing with money too. Like you're forcing that blue buff fight with 1500 gold. Now you're forcing this mid dive with 1500 gold. Like it's too much money. You're not actually strong until you spend this money, you know. And that's why I think this game's kind of over. Like it's devolved. They've got dragons. You're obviously behind like 2 levels. Not just forcing whatever the fuck you want. Normally Volibear wants to snowball through the game, but we've been struggling to just get camps at this point. I think at this point the game's over. I'll watch the last couple of fights to see mechanics, but I think the game is just over. We've wasted our early game. We never got anything going, any lead for us. We never really got any successful games besides like a single dive top lane, you know? Yeah, I think the game's just over. So no, those are the 3 goals. If you have any questions, you can always DM me as always. I think we have a pretty nice open line of communication. Sorry, it wasn't more. Maybe you want something more specific, but I really think the problems this game you had were really basic. Um, and they're really, which is a good thing. That means it's basic, means they're easily fixable. So if you have any questions, you can DM me as always. That's personally my opinion on what went wrong in this game. All right, there you go.